Good.
That was
All
a
right.
quality video.
That's
You know
fair.
what else is quality? The Basement Birds podcast. Welcome back to another episode with Reid and myself. What an intro. Don't know what you're going to do with
man.
that, but you'll figure something out because you're talented.
Yeah, we'll
You're a
find out.
talented young lad.
Sure. We'll find out what to do for it.
Yeah,
figure it
dude. It's been a crazy, hectic time. I was just telling you about that, but
Yeah.
happy week of Labor Day. It's a short week this week. What's today? It's already
Yep.
Wednesday, my dudes. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Come
Yeah.
on now.
At the time of recording.
It's at the time of recording, absolutely. It's Friday when you listen to this, maybe, or it's
Yep.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. We don't know what day you're listening to it, but thank you for listening. Whatever
Yeah.
day of the week you're listening, or in the weekend. I appreciate it.
That's true. That's true.
Reid had quite the weekend, though, right? Didn't you? You were just telling me before we started.
Yeah, I worked this weekend. Yeah.
You worked, but you also went somewhere to the. That was not during the weekend.
That was yesterday.
Okay, what did you do? Tell the listening audience what you
I
did
had
yesterday.
to take my car in for service at the car dealership, which is
He
always
would take
exciting.
his car in for service.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
what
for reference-
service did you have to get done to
So-
said car?
It was recall work on my headlights. Subaru is very proactive with issuing recalls for stuff, and they send you stuff in the mail saying you contact your dealership to schedule
Well,
service and stuff like that.
Pause.
So,
They're proactive because they're legally obligated to be proactive.
Yes,
When there's a
but they do-
recall,
but they do a very good job.
If you have more,
They do a very good job at communicating it with the owner. You know, and like it's always
yeah.
like minor
I mean, how many
stuff. Like
recalls
this-
have you had?
Like 3. It's all very minor stuff. Like this one
Yeah,
was.
I've had one recall for my Honda.
This one was like headlight non-compliance with some reflector or something in it. You know, I don't even know what it was. Okay, so it was headlight work. So I got the appointment yesterday morning at 9. Luckily, had a late report time at work at 10, so I just texted my boss. I'm like, I'm taking my car in at 9. I'll be in when it's done. Because the guy at the dealership said it would take about an hour. Okay. As always, they're running slightly behind. So I get my car back around 10:15. Okay, which is great. And I'm driving to work, and I have to run an errand on my way into the office. And I pull into where I'm going, and there's glass windows. Well, no, I need to backtrack a little bit, actually. Little backtracking, okay? I pull out of the car dealership, and to leave the dealership is a right turn, okay? And I flip on my right turn signal, and the thing is like blinking on the dash about twice as fast as it's supposed to be.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what that
So-
means, right? That one of the one of the light bulbs is out, or they just improperly connected it.
Well, stand by. Don't ruin the story, okay? So stand
Not
by.
ruining the
Fast
story.
forward.
that should be common
I'm
knowledge.
making,
We got to
I'm
let the
making
people
a lot
know.
of right turns. Well, it was a flag that something was wrong. So I make a right turn, it's going like click, 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 way too fast, okay? Test the left
How's it
one.
go?
Left one's fine. Click, 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 click.
One more
No,
time?
it's just click, click, click. It's just going too fast, okay?
Oh God.
So I go to where my errand
Okay.
is, and it's a storefront with glass windows. So I pull up and I turn my headlights on, and I notice that not only is my right turn signal not working, but none of the functions of my right headlight are working, which is great.
quality.
Which explains the fast clicking, the click, 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 click of the right turn signal. So I run my errand and I text my boss and I'm like, hey, there's something wrong. My headlight is not working after they did this headlight work. You would think that when you did headlight work on a vehicle, okay, you would test that the lights were working before you handed the car back over to the customer, right? That would make sense, right?
No, I mean, come
know?
on. We're thinking too
rational.
highly here of the
You know,
people
like-
that are
like,
doing this work.
Like a plumber doesn't come into your house, install a toilet, and then not flush it at least once to make sure it's working.
Well, I mean, you never know. Maybe they
Okay.
just dump a bucket of water in there and auto flush it. We don't know what's going on.
Like maybe they do, but like you don't install a shower head without at least checking to make sure that the water is working, okay. So
Fair
they did not
enough.
test the headlights. So I pull back into the dealership and I'm like, good Lord, this is just delaying my start to work, even more. And I go in and I'm like, hey, I was just in for the headlight work. My right headlight isn't working. And the guy's like, "Oh, that's not good." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. It is not good. That is correct. This is not good. I would like a working headlight." He's like, "Well, let me go get a tech." Sure enough, this mechanic opens the hood, undoes like one little piece of plastic, and goes, "Oh, that'll do it." Plugs the right headlight in, closes everything up. We test and it's fine. So I cannot wrap my head around how you do headlight work for a car. First of all, don't plug the headlight back in, or second of all, don't test them before you give the car back to the customer.
Yeah, dude. The dealership, I don't know. That's why I don't understand people that only go to the delership. Like, I don't know if you've ever met anyone like that. They only go back to the dealership. These people that are working at the dealership, especially doing tasks like this, they're not replacing the transmission. They're changing. These people who are changing the oil, changing the headlights, inflating the tires. These are people that this is Joe Schmo they just hired off the street 2 seconds ago.
Oh, absolutely.
This is not the seasoned, licensed mechanic that's been working there 20 years. These are people clearly fresh off the street, apparently aren't even well trained at whatever dealership this is to at least plug in the light and say, hey, maybe we should make sure this is working still.
Maybe we should make this work. Yeah. So needless to say, I'll probably just be going to a different mechanic next time I need any service. I don't quite have the capabilities to do things like oil changes, at my apartment complex, because that is very frowned upon by the, landlords are doing car maintenance like that in the parking lot. So, I'll find a different mechanic, Well,
you know how to change your oil? Are you a big car
I know
person?
I know the general process of it because I used to work. I worked at a Subaru dealership, the one back home. Let's see, that would have been summer.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
After sophomore year of college. Yeah, the pandemic summer. I was just a car wash guy, so I would just drive the cars through the car wash parking and take the keys inside. Yeah,
I do remember
we've definitely
you say
talked
that.
about this before. So I have watched someone, change the oil on a vehicle and know the general process of it. You get something to catch the oil, you take out the old oil, you clean the nut to close up the oil pan, you clean that, you close your back up, you put the new oil in, you close that up, and you check the dipstick and you're good to go. That's a very, that's a very abridged version of how to change your oil, but it's not the most complicated thing,
Right. No, I mean, I just actually had to change Nicole's oil on Monday. On Monday is when I did it. And my dad's pretty into cars and has been, so he's got all of the necessary tools and such at his house. The jack stand.
Oh yeah,
the wrenches and various other tools and such. So I went over there to do it, but I've never changed the oil on a Hyundai before, and so the oil filter was a little different. It was throwing me off, Reed.
I forgot about that part too. You got to do the oil filter too. Yeah.
Got to do the oil filter, and so anytime one thing that I've learned, in my vast experience of doing car things, which is really complicated things like change the oil, change the brake pads,
and very vast,
and changing a light bulb once in a while, but it never is as easy as it seems. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
that's
always,
fair. Yeah.
Oh, this will just take an hour. 3 hours later, you're halfway done. You're like, what is going on? Yeah. Anytime you try and do anything, anytime you think it's going to be simple, never is.
Yep.
Never is. Which is fine, but I don't know. But
that's like to a lesser degree. Like, I'll try to do maintenance on my bike if it needs it, like adjusting the shifting and stuff like that. And I always get to a point where I need to take it into the shop because I have over tightened or over loosened some screw and I don't know how to get back to the setting, and then I'm like, oh, this will be a quick 15-minute fix, and then it turns into me fighting with the thing for an hour and just throwing it in the car and taking it to the bike shop and letting them figure it out,
Yeah, and that's why I can never be a car mechanic. I don't know. You worked at a car dealership. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing any car mechanic-y stuff. The only thing I really learned to do from there is just change my my cabin air filter and my engine air filter, which
Yeah.
is really
no.
easy.
Well,
Don't-
I mean,
don't- don't
those
pay,
are two very important things.
Don't pay someone $50 of labor to change your filters, everyone. Okay, you can figure out how to do it yourself.
Yeah. Well, you can figure out how to do almost anything.
Correct. Correct.
Anything on YouTube, right? So,
but if you want to start small and feel like you know how to work on cars, I would highly recommend the cabin air and the engine air filter. That's a really simple place to start.
I agree. But so I don't even know how to ask this question, but you would think that people who I mentioned that these are people just coming in off the street, right? Who are doing this maintenance on the cars.
Yeah.
We would think they have some
lot
sort
of training
car
on the job. Yeah.
background, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of
a
training,
lot of-
some sort of something.
Yeah. You would think if they work on their own car, like a lot of the mechanics I knew when I worked in the dealership, like had their own cars that they were working on.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, so recently I found out they're near my house, near actually where my parents grew up, in a town called Homewood, Illinois. They just built a casino. They just built a casino in Homewood, right off the highway, because the highway goes right into Indiana. So a lot of people drive into Indiana to go to the casino because there's a casino right
yes,
in
I
Hammond,
see.
Indiana. There's a couple of casinos right over the border. So a lot of people go there.
Yeah, this is just a few miles south of Chicago proper.
Yes. And so
Gotcha. Okay.
my parents still know a few people who live there. And we knew a couple people, and knew some people who knew some people who wanted to go and work at the casino when they were building it. They're going to build this, 7-floor casino, parking garage, hotel, whole 9 yards. It's a whole entertainment experience kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're building this casino, and so they have a recruitment day or a job fair, right, for various tasks or things around the casino,
is this the
dealers
Wind
and
Creek,
such. And
Chicago Southland?
probably, yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
So they had a job fair, I guess. Apparently, the line was wrapped around the building. I mean, it was out the.
I bet, yeah.
By the time even after they had all the jobs filled, the line was still wrapped around the building with more people.
Wow.
But apparently, I didn't know this was even a thing. Apparently, there was for people who wanted to be a server or like a waiter or a waitress.
Yep.
You had to audition to be a waiter or waitress.
Oh.
And I found that pretty interesting. I've never heard of having to audition, for being a waiter. I was like, how does that work? Do you like bring them pretend food and you're like, would you like a side of, gravy, or how? I don't know how. How do you audition? Like, what are you just looking at table manners? I mean, have you heard of this before?
I've heard it for like smaller restaurants. They'll have you like do like a mock like table wait, but I doubt anything to the scale of what they were doing at this casino with the amount of people they had. Because you would think like with having that many people, you'd want to get them through rather quickly so you could get through more people, But I don't know exactly how you would kind of, shorten up what would be a like mock like waiter situation.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they have some interesting happenings over there.
Yeah.
One time I was at the building the casino actually right next to a Portillo's, which is kind of funny. But one time I was coming home. I reffed a game in Indiana, so I was coming home right by. I'm like, you know what? I'm stopping and give me here a beef sandwich kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the drive-thru. It's 10 o'clock at night, probably ish, right? And I was reffing. I don't even remember who it was. I think it was a college game, and so I'm sitting in the drive-thru, and I mean, I'm sitting there. Portillo's is fast food, but it's not that fast kind of thing.
It's never like fast.
It's never fast, but it's worth waiting for.
Yes.
So I'm at the point where I'm kind of in the lane already. I can't. There's nowhere to like get out. So
you can't like sneak out if need be.
Right. 15 minutes, haven't moved. 20 minutes, haven't moved. 30 minutes, haven't moved. 45 minutes, haven't moved. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? All of a sudden,
Oh gosh.
I see the lights, the blue and reds flashing, coming from the street. Woo, woo, kind of thing. You know, they're like going through the grass into the Portillo's drive-thru.
Oh gosh.
What is going on? So they arrested a guy. They arrested a guy in the Portillo's drive-thru. Literally pinned him on the ground. Get on the ground. He was on the ground, face down.
That is incredible.
I couldn't believe it. This is 10:30 at night.
Wild.
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I just want my beef sandwich.
Yeah, I would say you're just trying to get your food. Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to arrest me here in about 2 seconds when I get out of the car and start yelling and screaming. What is going on?
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and so I think that's my only time I've ever seen someone be like, get on the ground kind of thing. You know, they were like laying face down. And there was, I want to say there was like 4 or 5 cop cars, you know, and
okay.
I will give you this, though. Once they got that guy cleared out, it was real quick to get my food because I don't know if the Portillo's people. And I think I was like me, and then I think there was 2 cars after me because they must have closed at 11. This was before the Portillo's are open late now. I think they're open till like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, they're open later now, but back then I think it was till 11. So like, it was like me, or I think it was like 2 cars behind me. I mean, there's a line out the parking lot, you know, because everyone wants their beef sandwich. And
yeah.
Like 2 cars after me, they closed down the drive-thru. I would have been so mad.
Yeah, if you were in line and they closed it down.
And had waited 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That's
rough.
Stink.
Yeah,
man,
that would. That would.
I don't know. Do you don't have Portillo's out there, do you?
We don't. I think Portillo's
Pennsylvania.
Is just, are they just the Chicagoland area thing, or
there's one in Tampa. I know that I've got a buddy who lives in Florida. There's one in Tampa. There's some in Arizona.
Let me see if I can find a map here.
Nationwide.
46
They're on
locations,
your side of the border. That's what I'm saying.
6 locations each in Phoenix and Dallas, 4 in Central Illinois, Indiana, Milwaukee, Madison, Detroit, Southern California, South Bend, Fort Wayne, Quad Cities, and Tucson. So no, they're not in Pennsylvania.
Hey, they're also, you know what else they're building in Homewood? It just prompted me. We were talking about that. They're building an Ollie's in Homewood. Remember we were talking about Ollie's? We don't have Ollie's out here. Yeah.
That's
exciting. I feel like that's a Pennsylvania thing, right? With Ollie's?
Yeah, I believe they're headquartered out of Harrisburg, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I just remember.
So yes, they are they are a Pennsylvania thing. Yeah.
I remember one of our very early odd news segments before we even started the podcast was on Ollie's, the world's largest bobblehead. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that you? And you saw the world's largest bobblehead, didn't you?
I did
see
the world's largest bobblehead. Yep.
Oh, you lucky duck. Dude, I want to see the bobblehead. I want to have a bobblehead collection over there.
Go see the bobblehead together.
Really? Don't joke with me. Don't joke with me about bobbleheads. I take my bobbleheading very seriously.
Ollie's has 525 locations in 31 states, though.
One of which in Homewood, Illinois.
They have a couple in the Chicagoland area, actually. It looks like on this map.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the other ones?
I don't know. They're just random dots on this map of the country, so I really can't tell precisely. You would need to look on on their website and stuff.
Oh.
But
okay. Well,
they got a lot of locations.
Yeah, a lot of locations. All right. Well, I think we can transition to odd news unless you have anything else.
No, but I can make a good transition to my odd news. We were talking about Ollie's from Pennsylvania. I have a story from Pennsylvania.
Oh,
because
let's hear it.
I feel like half these stories come from Pennsylvania. This comes from the town of.
We should just rename the segment Pennsylvania News instead of Florida Man. You ever seen the Florida Man?
Yeah, that would be something.
Thing where it's like Florida Man eaten by alligator while licking peanut butter out of a jar or something. Just some weird stuff.
So this comes from McKeesport, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb of Pittsburgh. Which, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the layout of Pennsylvania, is on the western part of the state. Philadelphia is on the eastern part. Pittsburgh is on the west. Okay. This is a story about an emu that has been running loose through a neighborhood. This woman says that she couldn't believe her eyes when she looked out under her street and saw a loose emu. She posted the video on social media, and she says that she rubbed her eyes and said, "Am I really seeing what I'm seeing?" And it was an emu alive and in person on my street, she told KDKA.
I feel like we've definitely talked about this before. No?
This is current as of yesterday.
Are we sure about that?
There's been a lot of other loose animals in Pennsylvania, but I think the emu is new.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, because this post is from.
Well, just because the post is new doesn't mean. Alrighty, man. I don't know.
They said that the police and the flightless bird owner soon arrived to escort it home. And this person that posted was surprised to learn that the bird escaped from a property only a few streets away from her home. So little did she know, there was a emu living just blocks away.
And emus are the ones with the beady red eyes, right? That'll like look at you and kind of like stare into your soul.
Maybe? I don't know, actually.
I think so. Well, what's the ostrich? It's not an ostrich.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? I think it's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart talks about the emu that runs really fast, or is that an ostrich? I think that's an ostrich.
I don't remember.
Running 35 miles an hour.
Yeah. There you go.
No.
Did you know that KDKA, this newspaper that reported this out of Pittsburgh, is one of maybe the only radio station newspaper, or they're a radio station, not a newspaper. I take the they're TV and radio. They're one of the only. I think they may be the only radio station east of the Mississippi with a K to begin their call letters.
Oh,
because I think they got it before they went to the system of stations east of the Mississippi have a W and west have a K. Did you know that? You should know that.
I have heard something like that before. Yes.
Yeah. I think they're one of the only ones that have K.
Because KCLA is in LA. So correct. Yeah, that makes sense.
And all of the ones in Chicago.
And then we're
W's.
Yeah. Yep, WTMX, WSHE, WDRV.
Yep, yeah. Exactly. Fun fact. That's Reed's fun fact of the day.
Dude, we should make a new segment where it's just fun facts. Dude, I love facts.
That's a lot to figure out for. Oh man.
Dude, that's a lot. You know what else I love? Besides facts? Hot dogs. Dude,
I love hot dogs.
I love a good old hot dog. And you know what? Recently, we really missed them on July 4th, right? The Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut, is back in the news, ladies and gentlemen. American Joey Chestnut wolfed down a world record 83 hot dogs.
Holy
83
cow.
hot dogs during the Netflix Labor Day special. Are you kidding me? 83
That's
hot
wild.
dogs.
83 is an insane amount of hot dogs.
Rival competitive eater Takeru Kobayashi of Japan in the process. That is ridiculous. Chestnut ate nearly 7 dozen.
Or on Netflix.
7 dozen of the American Picnic Stable during Netflix's Chestnut versus Kobayashi Unfinished Beef, which streamed live at 3 p.m. on Monday on Netflix. Are you kidding me? 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all it took Chestnut to wolf down 83 hot dogs.
That's over 8 a minute, so that's less than 8 seconds a hot dog?
That's less than 8 seconds a hot dog. Kobayashi had a mere 67. Are you kidding me? He beat him by 16 hot dogs. That's ridiculous. Joey Chestnut beat his own world record, which was 76. He set that back in 2021. He's 40 years old.
Wow.
And he's eating hot dogs like nobody's business. They're going out of style. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Oh, my gosh.
He can't feel good after after this, right?
I mean, I assume they all come out after he gets off stage. I mean,
what
one
comes
has
in
to
must go out.
assume he dips them in water to make them dissolve
Sure.
easier in his stomach.
I would say it's for the buns.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically so the buns just. I mean, it's almost. It's aggressive to watch him eat hot dogs. Like he legit. He's double,
insane.
double fisting the dogs, man. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Wild.
He doesn't even put ketchup on it. I know I'm from Chicago. Got to put ketchup on the hot dog. I love ketchup on the hot dog.
Wow, you're gonna get crucified for that, dude.
Nah, we'll be all right.
I also like ketchup on a hot dog, though. Ketchup and mustard.
Dude,
like ketchup. I'll eat a
Chicago
Chicago dog like a Chicago dog, but if I'm like getting a hot dog when I'm golfing or something, it's ketchup and mustard.
Dude, yeah. I'm not a big pickle guy or relish guy,
like
so that
yeah.
I
like relish.
That just doesn't work for me. So
That's fair.
but
That's crazy though. Over
gosh.
80 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That's insane.
83 hot dogs.
That's wild.
I don't even think I don't know. I've eaten 83 hot dogs in my entire life. I probably have by this point.
I definitely
25
have, yeah.
years.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
you
that's
definitely have. All
over.
those
That's
years
3
growing
hot
up.
dogs a year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a big
absolutely.
hamburger guy, though. I'm more of a burger guy than a dog guy. You know what I
I'm
mean?
a burger and a hot dog guy. If they're both there, I'm taking one of each.
Fair enough. I'm having
Yeah.
a couple dogs, dude. And I tell you what, some of those, the Costco hot dog, that son of a gun is this long. I mean,
I've never had a Costco
it's
hot dog.
ridiculous. $1.50 hot dog and a drink. It's unbelievable.
Maybe next time I'm in town, we'll try the Costco dogs.
Oh yeah, really gonna go out for a high class meal. Go to
Yeah.
Costco for a hot dog, dude. No, we're going
Hey,
to. Dude,
You know
we
that
gotta go
page
to
on
Portillo's or
YouTube
something.
with the Costco guys?
No.
We're Costco guys. Of course, you don't know that page? Oh my gosh,
dude.
It's
I don't
AJ
watch
and
silly
Big Justice.
things. AJ and
And
Big Justice.
Yeah,
Okay.
At the Costco food
these
court,
guys.
and we're gonna give it a boom or a doom.
They have a song too.
Stop it, dude.
Yeah, it's
A
great.
boom
Oh, here
or
we
a
go.
doom?
Of course we
One
go
second.
shopping. We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
I'm sending this to you.
Dude, is that where that trend came from? Was those guys?
The We're Costco guys? Yeah, they're the ones that started it. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know where that. I didn't know the. I love finding out the origins of those
Yeah, right?
trends and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more satisfying than watching the actual trend. You know?
That's fair. And now they have a song too about bringing the boom.
Oh God.
We bring the boom. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know it all. And
Yeah,
that'd be kinda
please
weird,
don't.
But yeah, maybe that's
know
our
what you
sign to
can
end this
do?
episode.
You can list our social media channels,
Yeah.
even though we haven't posted on them in quite some time. But
Logan
hopefully
hasn't
that'll
posted
change
in a
soon.
while.
On
Instagram
again,
and
I take
TikTok.
full blame for that.
And YouTube, Basement Birds. Find us. Follow,
And Spotify.
subscribe. Yep, and Spotify.
All of the above, dude. All
Yeah.
of the above. Gotta love it.
It's gonna be
Another
some fresh
week
content
down.
from Logan coming this week.
I sure hope so, or at
Yes.
least next week for sure, because
Yes.
we're still got busyness happening. But
That's true.
it's been crazy. Craziness
It has.
continues every single week right here on the Basement Bird podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.